Okay, so with everything that I spoke about, that in the other videos, as far as women, as far as men, as far as the culture, all these things, the bottom line, the reason why these things are the way they are is because we don't keep the commandments of the Most High. The first commandment being, put no other Elohim beside him. He tells us if we don't keep these commandments, that we'll be taken off in the slave ships, that our children will be slain in the street. All the things that you see happening within the black community, within the culture that's being pushed. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why this stuff is able to even carry on is because we as Yah's people, as Ehyeh's people, are not keeping his commandments. The first one being putting him first and nobody else. Don't worship no sculptured image. Don't worship anything else. Only the Most High. The one basic commandment. I know a lot of you don't have sex. I know a lot of you don't steal. I know a lot of you don't kill. I know a lot of you don't lie on people. I know a lot of you keep every other commandment. When it comes down to no other Elohim besides Yah, that's the one that they tricked us out of keeping. And thinking that, oh, this man it is supposed to be God. So if we worship him, we are worshiping God. No, that's never been the case. So as long as we don't keep those commandments, is as long as these things will carry on. Is as long as we'll be dealing with people within our communities that have all these different agendas and this, that, and the third. The same way, you know how everybody talks about how movie stars sold their soul. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious they're unable to have kids. You know what I'm saying? They have to do all these things in order to have a baby. They can't stay married. You know what I'm saying? There's a different, hey, listen. But a lot of black people, just regular basic people that are not on in mainstream, they have sold their souls too. A lot of them get paid a stipend to be able to keep the community the way it is. Like, if you guys look up documentary, there are a lot of black people from back in the 80s who let you know that they got paid an $800. Back in the 80s, that's a lot of money. So imagine what they're getting paid now. An $800 stipend a month. Their food was covered, their room and board, everything was covered. And they live in a community amongst other black people. They, them too, are black. They themselves are black. And what they do is they get in relationships based off of what their leader tells them who to get in a relationship with, mess them up, warp their mind, do them dirty. They tell them to go mess up the streets. You know what I'm saying? Go steal from here. Go kill this. Go do that. This, that, and the third. Keeping the community at the low level it is. That's why it's very important as far as keeping the Most High's commandments, everyone, so that these people and or entities that are not people, these evolved individuals, as they do what they do, they will stick out and stand out like a sore thumb if we, Yah's people, Ehyeh's people, I am that I am's people, are to keep his commandments. They will stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? So the solution to all of the black men being raised by mothers who are bitter, black men being raised by nobody at all, black women being raised by their bitter mother, you know what I'm saying, who's upset with the dad and looks at their child and it's like, you look just like your daddy, you know what I'm saying? It's just trauma. All of these things, the only way to stop it is to keep the commandments. Yes, individually, we can keep the commandments, thus keeping these things out of our life like a barrier between those things that are not of Ehyeh and the things that are of Ehyeh. As a community, as a whole, as a people, if we all were to keep the commandments, it would change. First of all, us keeping the commandments alone will allow us to gain the attention of our Father, Ehyeh. That's first. Gain his attention so that he could come down and rearrange and change all of this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So that he can go into the mind of the rulers of the nation and have them do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember, but Nebuchadnezzar was appointed by the Most High to rule. King Cyprus was appointed by the Most High to rule. You know what I'm saying? So As far as these presidents and this, that, and the third, we need to be praying that the Most High appoints somebody to rule. And in hopes that it's not to rule because of our disobedience, because then he'll make that scepter strong. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he chooses someone because of our obedience to rule. That way it's a different time in our captivity. Our captors show us favor in our captivity. That's what the Most High tells us. If we as individuals keep the commandments, our captors show us favor in the midst of our captivity. So we don't deal with as much as maybe the next person may deal with as far as oppression is concerned. You know what I mean? And the biggest okie-doke is that the world, the matrix system, makes people think that they are not oppressed. Now, it's one thing, yeah, you don't want to play a victim. You don't want to be a victim and use oppression as an excuse to not get up and live. No, it's the fact of not recognizing what it is. How can you fix it and change and move forward and grow? You have to recognize, you know, the times that we're in. A lot of people don't even realize that, you know, when Kanye West came out with New Slaves, that's real. This is new. This is all it is they painted slavery. It's kind of like they put a memorial, painted it all beautiful and said, look, this is slavery. It's better now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the okie doke is to think, oh, we're not slaves because we get paid for what we do. When in actuality, money in itself was the start of all of this BS. There was no such thing as money at one point. We traded goods. We traded our work, what we can do with our hands, and maybe you give us food, or what we can do with our hands, you give us a place to stay, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm going to just leave it right there. I pray that you be with your people. I pray that you turn your people back to you. That that we all keep your commandments wholeheartedly. And that we don't be duped by any enemy, by any... And y'all, thank you so much. Guide me as I get into that, because I do want to get into that, y'all. You put it back on my mind. Thank you for your people. Hallelujah.